Hey guys, so for today I have another requested video. So today's video is going to be an Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipsticks review and swatch video. I have every single shade that is out except for the new one that they just released, which is Bambi, which I want that shade so bad. I do work with them in the sense that they send me PR packages, but they do not sponsor me, they don't pay me or anything like that. Any single time I include Anastasia products in my videos, whether it be this video or any other video, it's out of my own want to, because I just love their products. Like I said, they don't pay me or anything like that. They just send me PR packages to try out. So they did end up sending me every single shade, which I'm super excited about. I do have them in my Bath & Body Works candle that I just cleaned out. FYI. I wanted to kind of, before I go into the swatches, I wanted to give a review and also some tips on how to apply these. I mentioned in my last tutorial when I actually wore Pure Hollywood, which is what I have on my lips right now, I mentioned that I love these and I actually have a way to apply them that I don't get extremely chalky or chapped. Actually, the first time that I tried it, I did experience some of the negative effects that some other people have talked about, but ever since I figured out that perfect way to apply them for me, in my opinion, it's been working perfectly for me. So I am going to give you a review on these and also my tips on how to apply them. Let me just pick up the first shade that I see here. This is Pure Hollywood. So this is my favorite shade ever. I can't even lie to you guys. Confession.com, I have been wearing this shade for it's so bad, but every single day since I got it. I'm not even kidding you, I've been wearing it I probably skipped like 2 or 3 days, but almost pretty much every single day. The packaging, first off, is really, really nice. It's super luxurious glass. It's not like super cheap plastic or anything like that. You get this really pretty silver chrome top, which I love, and you also get really pretty kind of Anastasia logo printed in rose gold all around the top. The only thing that I have to say is that the rose gold printed logo does rub off. I will zoom up close so that I can show you guys. So this is the packaging, really gorgeous, but as you can see, the writing kind of rubbed off on the top there on the logo. I'll show you one that hasn't rubbed off. This is the shade Party Pink. As you can see, the logo is printed really nice on there, but I guess because I've been using Pure Hollywood a lot, you can see that the logo has rubbed off right at the top here. But personally for me, that's not like a huge bad thing. I just thought that I would kind of note that. You open it up and you get this really nice doe foot applicator, and I really like the packaging. So onto the actual product, it is very creamy. It reminds me a lot of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, where it's more of like a creamy liquid lipstick, not as much of a, almost like a, I know this sounds kind of silly, but like a whipped cream souffle type of texture, as opposed to very liquidy, which I kind of like. What I really like about these as well is they give you time to move with, so they don't dry super quick. So when it comes to the actual formula of these, I really like the formula. They're super long wearing. I've been wearing these, like I said, every day, and I love wearing them mainly when I know I'm going out to eat or when I'm going to work, because I know that it will last me on a full work shift even throughout my lunch when I'm eating. So it's honestly amazing. Because they are very long lasting, they are a drier formula. They're not moisturizing at all, so you definitely want to make sure your lips are exfoliated and they're not super chapped. Another side note that I want to leave is with this color in particular, not with the other colors I haven't noticed. Mainly I've only noticed it with this color, is that you do get a little white ring on the inner corner of your lips as you wear throughout the day, as you're talking and everything like that. For some reason, the way that I used to apply it, like when I first tried it, it was like a lot of crust in the inner corner, but because now the way that I do apply it, I don't get as much of that. So that's just a little little FYI there. These actually do retail for $20. You cannot pick them up at Sephora. You can only pick them up at Macy's in-store and Macy's online, and then AnastasiaBeverlyHills.com on the website. Originally, I actually did purchase 4 shades on my own without them sending it to me, and I did pay shipping. Now, Canadian shipping is $20, so it's super expensive, but you do get a 10% off code when you sign up for the first time to Anastasia's website, so that actually took off most of the shipping, and I ended up only paying $8 shipping. What I like to do when applying these is I like to make sure that my lips are exfoliated first things first. Another thing that I really like to do is always make sure that my lips are moisturized. I don't like to use a generic chapstick. I actually really like to use a nice oil. So lately I've been taking my avocado oil, and this is just plain avocado cooking oil, and I'll just apply it on my lips. let it soak in as I do the rest of my makeup, and then by the end of my makeup application, my lips will be moisturized and the oil will have already kind of sunken in. And even if there's a tiny bit of oil, it's actually okay because these are so dry and matte that the tiny little bit of oil will actually help be a little bit more moisturizing. I'm actually going to insert the clip right now of me applying Pure Hollywood. I'll show you guys how I applied it. The first thing that I do is just actually take the product, I wipe it off so that there's not too much buildup, and I just line my lips first with it. So I like to line it, make sure that I'm not missing any parts. So after it's lined, I will go ahead and I won't dip the product back in. The key with this product is not to use too much of it. If you cake on this lipstick, it will start getting cracky and chalky and it will be a mess. So you want to just keep that minimal product that's already on the brush that you lined your lips with and apply it. After you have like that very thin layer of the liquid lipstick on, you can go in a second time, dip it in, take off some excess again, and apply another thin layer. So I know this was kind of lengthy. I hope it's not too lengthy, but I'm going to go ahead and get into swatches. You guys really wanted me to review it and give you my tips on applying it, so that's why this intro might be kind of long. It's because you guys really requested it. So now let's go into the colors. So the first color here is honestly my favorite color in the entire universe. I've been wearing it every day. It's a perfect nude with a pink undertone. It's beautiful, like absolutely amazing. It almost matches my top right here. Like it's like a pink nude. I am going to move on to the other shades right now. Keep in mind, I'm not going to be doing perfect lip swatches because these suckers are intense. Like they stick on your lips. So keep in mind when I do swatch them, I'm not going to be doing like these perfect, beautiful lip swatches because ain't nobody got time for that and it's going to be intense. So we're going to saddle up and get ready for this intense lip swatch. Let's go. I am just going to take this off right now and start applying the other liquid lipsticks. Okay, so this is my natural lip color. Just so you guys know, they're super pigmented, but because these liquid lipsticks are very pigmented, I usually have no problem. But because sometimes the undertone of your lips can mess with the undertone of the shades, I like to go ahead and just apply a little bit of foundation over my lips with any lipstick. So I will kind of mute them out slightly like that. So the next lightest shade that I want to show you guys aside from Pure Hollywood is probably the lightest that they offer, and this is Milkshake. Milkshake is a very kind of unique color that a lot of people will be kind of scared of, and maybe a lot of people, a lot of different skin tones can't necessarily pull off. But I do think it's worth picking up because I think it's an awesome mixing shade. I wouldn't really wear this on its own too often. Even for me, it's very pale, and I love a good pale lip. This is good for mixing. So sometimes I like to take Pure Hollywood and put 3 dots of Milkshake in it, and it'll just make Pure Hollywood a little lighter and a little bit more pinky, and it's beautiful. So this shade also looks amazing on blondes because it'll just look so Barbie-like and really pretty and soft, and I just think this shade is really gorgeous nonetheless, although it is extremely pale. So the next shade is actually the other nude in the bunch, and this one is in the shade Lovely, and it is more of that alive, natural pink nude type of shade. I actually first thought this shade would be way more of like a mauve nude, kind of like NYX's Whipped Caviar or something like that, but this is actually a very pink shade. I would say that this is more of a very natural pink shade. I personally hate this shade on me, but don't let that stop you because I know that this is a lot of people's favorites. It just personally for me, I don't like these colors on me. Next shade is the shade Baby Pink, and it is literally a neon peach pink. I say peach pink because it has a little bit of an orange tint to it. It's not quite as cool tone like Barbie pink. So this is Baby Pink. So the next shade is the shade Retro Coral. And this is literally a straight up neon orange shade. This really reminds me of, like, you know, one of those construction pylons they put in the street where it's like that straight up orange, or even like one of those construction worker vests. It's like legit that straight up orange. It's really, really, really beautiful. A different type of orange. It has a little bit of a pink red into it, but it's really, really, really pretty. So again, this is Retro Coral. The next one that I have for you guys is the shade Neon Coral, and it is one of my favorites. It's actually one of the ones that I purchased myself. It is so beautiful. It reminds me of a lot of MAC Sushi Kiss, but if you guys know me, you know that in the summer and spring, I love me my orange lips. So this is a beautiful tangerine, bright orange neon shade, and it is just absolutely beautiful. So the next shade is actually Electric Coral. This shade is absolutely beautiful. It is a very, very, very beautiful coral red. It does pull more red on me, but it looks absolutely beautiful. It has a little bit of an orange pink kind of undertone to it, and it's really, really nice. This is the type of shade that I love to rock in the spring and summertime. The next shade is the shade Sweet Talker, and this shade is really, really, really beautiful. It is more of a kind of hot pink. It pulls a little bit more of a red, hot pink type of shade. Not typically the types of pinks that I like to wear, but nonetheless it is very, very, very pretty. The next shade is the shade Party Pink, and this one is my absolute, like, one of my favorite colors. I actually just recently did a tutorial with this. It's called Bold Lips and Classic Smoky Eye or something like that. I love this shade. It is pretty much Max Candy Yum Yum in liquid form, but it is a little bit more neon, a little bit more out there, if it could even get more neon than Candy Yum Yum. But this shade is beautiful. It is your perfect fuchsia, Barbie, bright neon pink with a touch of like a little bit of purple in it, but it's absolutely beautiful. One of my all-time favorites. The next one is the shade Karina. Karina is absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit more of a pink red coral as opposed to Electric Coral, which is a little bit more of a orange coral red, if that makes sense. So a little bit more orange, a little bit more pink in Karina. These are the two side by side if you want to see the difference. This is Karina and this is Electric Coral. So like I said, Karina over here has a little bit more pink in it, and Electric Coral has a little bit more orange. So it just depends what you like, but I absolutely love this one. I think it is that perfect like watermelon coral shade for the spring and summer, and it's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful on any skin tone really. So the next shade is actually Persimmon, which I don't like on me. It's a really pretty shade, but it's just not really my type of shade. It's more of a dark rustic kind of orange. I don't know, it's a very pretty color, just not on me. It's not a color that I would necessarily like. I feel like this would look really nice on cool toned skin just because of the contrast. I feel like this shade is very warm, rustic, dark orange. So the next shade is the shade Spicy, and Spicy is similar to Persimmon. The only difference between this one and Persimmon is that this one carries a little bit more red into it, whereas Persimmon was straight up like a dark orange. So this right here is Spicy, and this right here is Persimmon. So a little bit more orange, a little bit more red in it, but they're very similar. I don't think someone would need to own both unless you wanted to. I would describe it as a red with a very strong orange warm undertone in it. So the next shade is the shade Bloodline, and Bloodline is a gorgeous, beautiful red. There are two reds in the collection. There's Bloodline and American Doll, which I'll swatch next, but Bloodline is a little bit more of a warmer red, whereas the next one is a more cooler classic red, but this red is absolutely gorgeous. I feel like it is just beautiful. If you mix this with a deeper lip liner on the outside, it would just be perfect for like a really dark ombre red lip, and I think it just absolutely is gorgeous. The next is the shade American Doll. This is the red out of the two that is basically more of that regular like cool tone classic red. I gotta say, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose this one. I absolutely love this red. I think it is just beautiful and classic, and it is my favorite out of the two reds. So if you do have to choose one, I would say choose this, but at the same time it just depends what type of reds you like. Like I said, this one's more cooler and classic, the other one's a little bit more warmer. So the next one is the shade Heathers, and this one is an absolutely beautiful, like beautiful, gorgeous, dark maroon red shade that I feel like everyone needs to own for the fall and winter, or just when you want a really nice dark vampy lip. I feel like this shade looks good on the palest of skin tones and the deepest of skin tones. As you guys can see, things are getting a little cray and my foundation is coming off around my lips, so I'm sorry that these swatches are starting to get really crazy, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm trying my best to swatch every color for you guys. The next shade is the shade Vamp, and I think this color is beautiful as well. It's very similar to Heathers in the sense that it's a very nice vampy kind of maroon shade, but this one is a lot more brown than Heathers is. Heathers is a little bit more red. It's hard to see in the tube, but this is Heathers right here. You can see that it pulls a little bit more red, and Vamp has a little bit more of a chocolatey brown into it, but they're both gorgeous. I don't even know if I could choose between the two. I don't know, I really like Vamp as well. I think it's beautiful. I think Heathers is just a touch more red, like a little bit more red, and this is a little bit more brown red. So I absolutely love them. They're both beautiful vampy shades for fall and winter. The next shade is the shade Vintage. Vintage is your beautiful classic like violet purple shade. What's really nice about this shade is I feel like it's just that really nice bold color that would look amazing on the palest of skin tones and the deepest of skin tones. It's that purple that anyone and everyone, no matter what skin tone you are, can pull off as a bold lip. It's very similar to kind of Max Heroine type of shade. Beautiful, beautiful classic purple shade that is awesome for the summer and spring. And I feel like you could also pair this with a very dark lip liner and make this more of a fall purple shade for the fall and winter. So it's a really beautiful, versatile color. The next shade is Sad Girl. Sad Girl is just a beautiful, beautiful plum shade with this pink specks of pink glitter metallic type of sheen to it. This is the one out of the bunch that isn't technically matte. It does dry matte, but it has like that metallic specks of pink. A lot of people don't like this shade just because of the pink specks, but I think it's actually really beautiful. I think it's super fun and different, and if it was still fall, I probably would have done a look with this. Although I do not know how it wears. Some people were saying that it does wear bad because of this pink like specks of glitter in it. It wears kind of chunky, but as of right now I can tell you that it feels very smooth and it does not feel like it has pink specks in it at all. It is very smooth and seamless and really, really, really pretty. The next and last shade is the shade Potion. This one is an extremely, extremely dark, like it almost looks black. If you were far away and I was on the street, you would think I'm wearing black lipstick. It is this almost black, dark, dark, dark purple, but it has this touch of like this royal blue in it. So it's like this royal blue violet purple. I like to call it blurple. So kind of like a dark blue purple. It's absolutely gorgeous. Super unique color. Like there's no color out there like I've ever seen before. It's absolutely beautiful. So that completes the swatches. That is the last one that I own. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up for all of my hard work and my lips being irritated to swatch these for you guys. I think I deserve a thumbs up for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah. Just take this and put it all the way up the side of my face. And that is like a huge no-no if you have a round face, because basically what you're doing is you're taking